Hi, welcome to my channel, Readerwoman. My name is Judy, and let's talk books. In particular, let's talk March Mystery Madness. It is the 13th of March, and so almost at the halfway point. I have read 2. I'm working on my 3rd one right now, so I hope to have 5 mysteries done by the end of the year. I enjoy it. I really do. I don't necessarily read a lot of mysteries, and they're just fun to read. The first one I started with was The Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie by Alan Bradley. I definitely enjoyed it. It's a Flavia de Luce mystery, and it was, for me, it was kind of refreshing having an 11-year-old as your heroine. She was resourceful, very smart, and yet those things that an 11-year-old wouldn't understand, some she did, maybe a hair too precocious, and others she didn't get. And you know what I found refreshing? There was no love interest. I mean, yes, her older sister had a little thing for a delivery guy who also liked a girl working at the tavern or the hotel, but it wasn't that whole romantic thing, which I enjoyed. I have to say. Sometimes it's weird. As I've gotten older, I tend to not like romances the way I used to. You know, to have read a romance novel, for me, I haven't done that for a while. I read a couple of Regency romances, but you know, they got too sickly for me too, so I quit reading those. So like I said, I've been enjoying the mysteries. I thought that The Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie was quite good. I liked the fact, you know, she had her steed was her bicycle. I can remember as a kid how much freedom a bicycle does give you. And I love the fact that she was homeschooled and becoming a chemistry phenom at a very young age. She was a little unbelievable at times, but not enough to, you know, make it unreadable. I was surprised, so I would highly recommend the series. And in fact, I do plan on reading more. So, I just, not yet. But I was reading about Alan Bradley, and I was quite surprised. I was quite impressed, actually. He wrote and published this story when he was 70, and it was his first mystery. I mean, he was 70. I guess that gives hope for us all. It doesn't matter what age we are, we can publish. I found it a very fun, unusual mystery. So give it a thumbs up. The next one that I read, I loved. Auntie Poldi and the Sicilian Lions by Giordana. It started off and I just fell in love with it. It's humorous, it's stories within stories within stories. He just does a great job bringing Auntie Poldi to life. And I cannot say enough about that. Auntie Poldi, she's 60, she's retired. Sawyer, she has, sorry, he's barking at the ball. He doesn't want to go run after it. He just wants it to come to him. So when he barks, he thinks it's going to come back to him. Well, he's kind of halfway right, because I get tired of the barking and we'll get the ball for him. Okay, back to the book. She worked in the film industry, I believe as a, I think a costume designer or makeup artist or something like that. And so she is this very beautiful, very voluptuous woman who wears a wig. It's just her shtick. And she moves to Sicily. She herself is from Germany, Bavaria. And her husband came from Sicily, but lived in, his family had come from Sicily. So, you know, during their marriage, they would come and go visiting family and, you know, exploring the region. And so she lost her husband. They were divorced, but she lost him. She lost some tragic thing happened in Tanzania, which we don't know about at this point. And so she ends up buying a house in a very small town in Sicily, overlooking the water. Her goal is to drink herself to death while looking out at sea. And her family who live there, her sisters-in-law, there are 3 of them, they are quite concerned and are doing everything they possibly can to make sure that she doesn't drink herself to death. And also in the mix is a nephew of hers from Germany who comes down regularly to stay and write a terrible novel, excuse me, about a family story. And instead, we have these wonderful stories coming from Auntie Poldi, and she ends up with a mystery in her midst. Helper, a guy who comes in a handyman type thing, a young man, he is murdered, and she decides that she needs to solve it. Let's see here. She is the daughter of a police officer, a detective, and I wanted to read this because this just gives you an idea of how the author writes. Poldi's father, Detective Chief Inspector Georg Oberreiter, had taught her that the success of any police inquiry depends on 2 things: notebooks and corkboards. She had also learnt from her father that nothing is more dangerous to an investigation than preliminary theories to which one clings for too long, although the facts have long been pointing in another direction. A classic pitfall besetting inexperienced doctors, motor mechanics, paleontologists, and detective inspectors alike. Poldi kept the danger of the preliminary hypothesis at the back of her mind, but until something better presented herself, she steadfastly and doggedly continued to pursue her original suspicion. It's just a great fun. It's a great read. The description of Sicily, the small towns, the people, and in particular, Aunt Poldi herself. Great job. Well worth reading, and in fact, that's what I'm reading next. Aunt Poldi and, what is it called? The Vineyards of Etna. Because one of the great things about that part of Sicily is that they all are under Mount Etna, and so, which goes off pretty regularly, sending down lava and ash and all the rest of it. So I've got the first, if you are a member of Amazon Prime, the first Auntie Poldi book is for free. And so I downloaded that after hearing about the series from Steve Donahue, and thought that I might enjoy it. And then I enjoyed it so much, so I had to purchase the second in the series. But this is one that's really fun, filled with great characters, and funny, sweet, and surprisingly sexy. Oh, so how are you doing on your March Mystery Madness? After I get done with my second Auntie Poldi, my goal is to read 2 more. I have another free book, The Rescue by Stephen Concoli. I don't know. I'll read it if I get into it. If not, I don't know. But I decided, since this March Mystery Madness is about kind of on the theme of weddings, I was going to reread Busman's Honeymoon, since I'm a great Dorothy Sayers fan, and I particularly love that one. It's just really a sweet, funny, interesting story. So I will look forward to rereading that, and then I'm sure I'll find another one if I don't like the Rescue. But I'm all about the free books, so I will give that a try. Hope that you are enjoying your reading life, and we'll be talking books soon. Good night.